Thank you, District Attorney Rollins, for the introduction. I'm Charlene Luma. I am the Chief of the Victim Witness Assistance Program at the office, and I'm here to really talk to you about the mental health implications of COVID-19. So we've been in the midst of a pandemic for just over 6 months now, but what we're really talking about is an emergency. We're in a state of emergency right now, and just like any other emergency, it can cause us to have trauma reactions and mental health implications. When we're in an emergency, we do and prioritize things that we need to do in order to survive and get our basic needs met. And this may mean that we have to adjust and adapt to ensure those things can happen. The pandemic has had various impacts on our minds and bodies. We've seen stresses emerge, such as job loss, childcare issues, isolation, lack of resources, frustrations. We've seen our emotions shift. People are experiencing burnout, anxiety, fear, depression, and sadness. And we've also seen behavioral changes, such as changes in our sleep, isolation, increased alcohol use, and substance use. Now, for victims that we work with and provide services to, not only are they managing the impacts of the pandemic, but it's compounded by victimization and trauma. Trauma such as sexual assaults, domestic violence, child abuse, and violence. So what can we actually do about this? In addition to just reaching out to people to get support from, we encourage people to stay connected to others. Make sure you're keeping in touch with your family and friends and people that give you support. We encourage you to manage your stress level by engaging in activities such as relaxing or things that you find help with your stress. Create structure and make sure that you're engaging in routines on a daily basis. And also just give yourself permission to experience these emotions. We're in uncertain times. These circumstances are not normal, so we expect people to experience things like depression and anxiety. But if you feel like they're not being addressed well by you, or you can't manage them on your own, we encourage you to also speak to your doctor. Also, we want to make sure that you just have access to resources. In our office, we have our victim witness advocates that can provide you a guide to resources, and you'll also see that we have some additional resources that are available. So in addition to just making contact with your primary care provider, if you are experiencing feelings or symptoms related to suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline. If you are experiencing symptoms or have concerns related to substance use, we've also included that resource as well. But also, our advocates are always a resource. And you'll hear a little bit more from some of our other colleagues in regards to some other additional resources related to child abuse, domestic violence, and juveniles. Thank you, District Attorney Rollins.